What it do, YouTube? You already know what you're here for, so let's get to it, bruh. Do all black people think the same? That's a good question. So let's get to it. And man, I'm gonna finish my banana on screen, and I'm gonna eat my peanuts, bro, and drink my water. You know what I'm saying? Lunchtime, bro. I gotta eat.
Who?
A lot of people.
All black people aren't going to be the same.
Cool, and I agree with you. And that's why I'm in the disagree column. I don't need that kind of foolishness around the
All right,
children.
let's fight. What's up? What's up?
But it ran over there too.
Run over here.
Why is a white
I
woman
thoroughly
here?
enjoy fried.
Why is it a white lady? Oh, okay. Is it a white lady?
chicken. I love it. You know, I understand the stereotypes about it.
You stupid.
Chicken. I love it. You know, I understand the stereotypes about it and all that kind of stuff, but I love it.
I just don't really like fried food. I'm not really a fan of chicken. I've never ate it, so.
Oh my God!
Oh, it's a black lady. It's a black lady. It's gonna be interesting.
You've never had fried chicken?
I have had it. I just don't enjoy it. I don't really eat fried foods. I try to eat pretty healthy, so.
There is nothing wrong with white people wearing dreads. 3, 2, 1.
I feel like I'm always on the wrong side of the room.
Would you guys be offended if I had dreads, since I'm biracial, since I'm half black and half white? So where is the line? Like if someone's a quarter black?
I'm not gonna sit there and come to your face and be like, you're not 100% black, therefore you can't. Like, that's not my place. However, if you're a white person and you have dreads in your hair, it's like, what does that mean to you? And you're not even wearing them right. Like, you don't even wash them.
I just don't see how a race can own a hairstyle. To be honest, like, hair is hair. There's all kinds of hairstyles in Africa. I still don't think that, like, a single race group can say, this one hairstyle, nobody else can do it but me.
Kanye West is invited to the cookout.
Oh, Jesus.
3, 2, 1.
This cookout needs to just die. Like, no more cookouts. No, bruh, just go home. Like, there ain't no cookout.
I'm sorry, I strongly agree because I don't like the idea of perpetuating this concept that all black people have to be the same and think the same and act the same. I don't think he's fully understood. People like Kanye are creatives and he uses like creative speech. And some people just...
I'm a big Kanye fan, man. I'm a big Kanye fan. You know what I'm saying? But like this guy's saying, everybody should have a right to say what they want to say and believe in whatever they want to believe in, you know? Shouldn't be forced because you're black or because you're white.
Take him at face value or like kind of like the literal sense of what he's saying. And if you did that, every creative could be taken the wrong way.
I disagree with that, Eve. Like, I don't think that he's so creative and that his words are being misinterpreted. Like, he's making very specific phrases, like black people chose to be slaves. That's completely untrue, and in my opinion, that's just unacceptable.
But I think that's people misunderstanding what he's saying. I really don't think he's trying to.
Yeah,
how do you interpret that?
No, I think what he's saying is there's a mindset where you know where Like,
Here, so okay, like he was trying to say it in the term of like, you know, it was a choice for you to stay there when you knew that you could have done whatever else to get out and maybe you would have ended up dead, but it would have been better than being a slave. So I don't, it's not like I'm, whoa.
This is not you talking to Kanye. This negates the millions of people who did.
It's a sensitive subject for black people. They don't want to talk about it. They want to beat you up about it.
Don't you believe that today there are people whose mindset they're corporate slaves or they're people?
But you gotta
who
be
are-
careful with the language you use. Kanye's an artist. He's a lyricist. So you can't say stuff like that because
he's using
some people
metaphors.
haven't learned their history yet. And some people don't know that it was millions and millions and millions of blacks who fought oppression, who fought slavery.
But you're right in that he needs to be more conscious of his word choice because there's not everybody who's going to understand that.
And that's why I say somebody as smart as Kanye, I think he's doing this for shock value and for money. And if he's doing that, he's setting people back. And that's why I can't rock with him on that.
What scares me is the second somebody speak in PC or not, or they're able to articulate what they're trying to say well or not, that they're excluded from cookouts and from a culture and from your identity. And I think that's scary because I'll tell you right now, the more we treat people who are different and isolate ourselves even, I think the worse it is for us long term. And to be honest, we're gonna drive more and more people to have closeted feelings and emotions. And this goes back to people saying like, would you rather have a racist next to you that's hiding it? Or would you rather have a racist next to you that's letting you know how they feel and you know where they're coming from?
Cool, and I agree with you. And that's why I'm in the disagree column. He can come eventually once we have some conversations. But right now, I don't need that kind of foolishness around the children.
Police target black men and women. 3, 2, 1.
I said strongly agree. It was created to monitor the minority in the group. Back in the day, it was the Irish, it was Italians, and so it's ingrained into the system of policing. And that's the problem. I think we have to reframe what policing is now. And until we do that, it will always be targeting people of color because that's what it was created to do.
I see it as like there's a little bit of a socio-economic piece to it. It's like kind of saying the SEC mostly prosecutes white people. Through like years of institutional racism, you know, where there's poverty and there's communities that are kind of like have created this like perfect storm of issues, like whether it's legal issues, people robbing each other, selling drugs or whatnot. You know, the idea is if you police that neighborhood more, you're gonna have more of them arrested.
Can I ask you, do you feel like there are equal amount of arrests happening on Wall Street than there are happening in the hood?
Like the white collar like crimes are I do think that they're less like monitored and less, you know, but without having all the data that I need. But I do feel that they don't suffer as much consequence when they commit crimes.
That's very true. You got to look at the prison industrial complex here too in the U.S. That's huge business. So, and if you look at a group of citizens.
Man, I can tell you from firsthand experience. So I'm not living in the hood anymore, and like police don't mess with you out here. They don't mess with you. They don't bother you. But when I was in the hood, man, like police come to you, stop you, put you in the back of the police car, ask you where you're going. It's harassment.
That have been perceived as no value having to society or whatever. Okay, boom, we're gonna push them, we're gonna pipeline them into that system.
Yeah, and I also think that, you know, the qualifications to become a police officer are so low. And it's like, my life is literally in your hands, man. Like, if I get pulled over, maybe that will be the day that I go home to be with the Lord. And I think that that's really tough for me because you don't want to be distrustful of the police. But they're so incredibly distrustful of us that it's like, you could literally kill me.
My father worked in law enforcement, and he's a black man. So there are some law enforcement officers that don't feel that way. However, I think a lot of it does have to do with fear and the fear of black people. So I think that if we kind of address that fear level and that we didn't portray black people, especially black men, as, you know, big, scary guys, that would change a lot of stuff.
Why is she here? Why is she here? Because clearly she don't want to identify as a black person. She keeps saying that she's biracial, and this show says, do all black people think the same? Not do black people think the same as biracial people. Like, look at her image and everything. Come on, bro. Like, I'm curious to know, why does she feel like it's black people's problem to address an issue that someone else have with a black person, or the fear that another ethnicity or a group of people have with black people? It don't make sense to me.
I act differently around people who aren't black. 3, 2, 1.
You moonwalking? Which one? How you gonna moonwalk? Which one are you going to?
I agree that I act differently around people that aren't black, just because like corporate America doesn't want to hear me talking, doesn't want to hear me speaking in slang, and I am not happy about it. Like, I wish that it was different, but I feel like I need to do to fit into that group.
I strongly disagree. I am me wherever I go. I'm a proud black man, and I'm gonna speak my truth every day of the week. If you don't like it, shit, it ain't on me, that's on you.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a disservice to anyone I'm around if I'm not being my authentic self. Because my white friends might want to hang out with me because I'm black. They want some flavor. So if I go in being something totally different, then
There's two different things. There's two different things. One thing is, are you changing yourself, or are you changing how you're communicating who you are? And I'm changing how I'm communicating who I am, and I still remain the same.
Like, do you have a white voice?
Do I have a white voice? I know, Cole, I'm a black man, trust me. Every black person growing up in America can code switch.
Then you need to move a little bit.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. The question was, do I act different when I'm in different surroundings? And no. But see, how would I ever be accepted if I'm always code switching? That means I'm always acquiescing to something else. You see what I'm saying? So in order to be accepted, you got to bring you.
Do you guys, when you say code switch, do you mean you change the actual words you say, or do you mean you change the tone of your voice?
I change how I say it, and I change what I say. I'll walk into a business meeting different than how I walk into the basketball court. So that's me changing to fit the scenario to benefit the end goal. And I don't view that as a negative. I view that as me focusing on what the end goal is.
But I feel like American society has made black people operate in that fashion. Because nobody asks white people to code switch. They can be white in America, China, wherever. They accept it. We're around like Visa. But I'm the only one that has to go around and say, oh, hi, how you doing?
Hey, let me know down in the comments. Do you have a white voice? Do you code switch? That's interesting.
To be black. 3, 2, 1.
Well, all right, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Hand clap for y'all. Yeah.
I'm glad that we all strongly agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, we can have these discussions and like still go home knowing that we're family, and I love being black. I love that blackness is expressed many different ways. It's not just one way.
I'm proud to be biracial. I'm proud of my immigrant half, proud of my black half. My ancestors fought their own freedom from slavery.
Yeah, I love being black. I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, yeah, it presents its challenges, but I couldn't fathom being something else. So I am very proud to be an African American here in America. Yeah. This was fun.
Thank you.
Good job, guys.
The comment section is going to be blown up on these topics alone.
All right, man. I'm going to tell you like everybody else tell you. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Why? I don't know. Yeah.